Hey, Altarai. I made a little deck here for everybody today.
What deck did you build, Memphis?
I combined the Dinomorphias and the heroic challenges.
No, Memphis, you didn't.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm gonna do with those things, don't you, buddy?
No, Memphis, you can't do that. It's a crime against nature, Memphis.
There's no laws against the combining of the decks, Alter. I can do whatever the hell I want to do with them.
No.
That's right, I'm gonna do it, Alter. Yes, hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcome you back to check this out. The show we take a look at what our deck want to take a look at and have ourselves a good old time. Today, everybody, is a bit of a meme, but it's also a meme with a purpose. It's time to take a look at a combination of heroic challengers and Dinomorphia. No, come back. I'm serious about this one. This works, okay? You wouldn't think it works, but it does. That's right. We got the combination of these rank 4 Xyz monster boys. They like to make a big old Clairvin, whatever his name is, and hit our opponent really hard. And we also have the Dinomorphias, who like to pay lots and lots of life points in order to stun lock the opponent out of their monster effects. That's the thing. It's all about paying life points. They both like to pay lots of life points, and they complement each other in a surprising way. So we're going to go on yugioh Pro. We're going to show off this deck, show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, have ourselves a good old time at doing it. And, you know, we're going to have a good time with this deck, born from a joke on a stream. And we will show that our dreams won't be just memes. So, if you want the whole deck list, it's at the end of the video as always. For now, let's head on to yugioh Pro, that Wild West Yu-Gi-Oh, and show off what this baby can do. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent of the day, another card game. First, second, third? It really depends. Honestly, this deck can do any of those different things. It really just depends on the hand you get. This, 100% being a going first-handed. Like I said, depending on what you have, like if I had another heroic challenger, I could have gone for I gotta go for my exceeds and things like that. I could have done a lot of different things, but for now, this will do. We're just gonna set a few cards. We'll end our turn. I'll keep my other brute because I can only really use one a turn anyway. So we're just gonna sit with this. I got my Dinomorphia Frenzy. This lets me do a fusion summon. I can fuse into the fusion that fuses with other fusions. So what do we have against Mimighouls? You say? Okay, Mimighouls indeed. But we're gonna go ahead and start off with our boss monster, which is, of course, well, the first boss. There's a lot of boss monsters with Dinomorphia. So you got the 2 fusions, and then you got the 3rd fusion that isn't quite the boss monster, but they still all do things. We're up against the Mimighoul archetype, which I do know to an extent. What does this do? Summon this card from hand to the opponent's field face down. This guy's summoned. Change the face down, monster face up, blah, 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 blah. I think I'm going to start with my fusion effect. I'll save my counter trap for just a little later. And if you guys go for another monster effect or something, then I can do too. That'll work. I do know some about the Mimighouls. I know they're all about putting monsters on the opponent's board face down. Then you flip them up and they have like detrimental effects to you. I definitely want to be avoiding that if possible. So we're going to go ahead and fuse again. We'll use our monster again from the extra deck. And yeah, just go for these two. Be like, hey, walk and chew, I got Rexterm. Pretty nasty card here. Because this can keep having my life points. I can stop any monster from activating its effects of my opponents if they have more life points than more attack than I have life points, I should say. So that's the basics of Dinomorphia. Now I just need to get a heroic challenger. Any will do, because I have good old 1,000 blades. Allow me to get some stuff going. What do we got? You have to kind of flip yourself face up. But okay, then. Oh, what is it? Let's see. Target monster, apply the following effect depending on its battle position. Okay, and what is it doing? It's flipped. Send a card from hand to the grave. Okay. I think that's okay. I think I'm okay with this. Maybe, possibly. I only have so much experience fighting these guys, so I gotta be a little careful, but this Steel Magnum Hut. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pay. Well, no, I'll hold off on Rexterm. I can pay half my life points, reduce the attack of all my opponent's stuff. But right now, Magnum Hunt doesn't do anything. So what does this do? Yeah, give control of this card to the opponent. As the opponent draws a card, send a card. Blah 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 blah. Is this technically my opponent's? That's the thing I'm worried about. I don't trust you, Archfiend. Get out of here. To the grave with thee. So that'll take care of that. And oh boy, he has another Mimighoul. Of course he does. That's fine. That's totally fine. I mean, he's using up all these Mimighouls. And that's just fine by me. I mean, I don't want to flip this face up. Because if I do, it will nuke my board. Which is not a good thing. It's not necessarily a good thing having this thing be flipped face up. So I gotta be hoping he doesn't have Reverse Book of Moon. Which I assume is something that this archetype has. I would assume such. Oh, hey, a heroic challenger. Exactly what we wanted. Alrighty, so. What do I want to grab right now? There's a lot of different options. But normally I want to go for Claire Soleil. So that's what we're going to do. And hope this guy doesn't have, like. If he flips this up, I'm in a bit of. Just a little bit of trouble. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it gave control to me, therefore I am in control of this thing. So, yeah, that's a little bit problematic. Because now he's just going to flip it face up again. So he does just have another copy of Book of the Moon in the form of his stuff. Alright. I guess I'll pay 500 and at least blow up Mimighoul Master. I don't think that'll interrupt this in any form, but that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, this is exactly what this archetype's all about. Just give your opponent the Mimighouls, and then you flip them face up, and then they do problematic things. But in any case, this will work, because if I pop my fusion, I'll pop this. Even if this goes off, it's fine. Let's see, this is destroyed. Yeah, we'll use Kentagrina. She's going to go ahead and bring us back a monster. This way I can bring back just whoever I want. Doesn't really matter too much because they're going to get destroyed anyway. But that's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. I mean, my real plan was to, you know, I was trying to go for my heroics, which is part of this deck. I was going to go for Claim Soleil. I was going to have a 6,000 point Rexterm, and that would have been absolutely huge. But it's what it is. So let's banish a trap to bring back a monster. And Rexterm will recover my fusion. That way I can make another one. You can't keep a good Dinomorphia down. It's just I want to have my heroics too. That was the whole point of going for 1,000 Blade. He's a good boy. Discard any heroic card and you just get out a monster. You know? You can get out another copy of himself if you want to. It's pretty cool. Alright, but yeah, we got Theresia. That'll set me another trap. I've got Kentagrina, which I can use to copy. Well, I can't use to copy anything at the moment, but. You and your imperms. You and your imperms. Alright, what? Does it do anything else? No. I don't think it do. So I should probably. I'm gonna get rid of the Mimighoul because I'm more. I don't know as much about the archetype, therefore I think getting rid of that is a better idea. Because Bestial's not doing anything. He's just a hand trappy boy. That's all he is. He's a hand trappy boy. So yeah, this is. We're doing the Dinomorphia thing. It's just unfortunate that my opponent was able to interrupt the heroic part because that's what I really want to do. But thankfully, I've got Morningstar still. He will add a heroic spell trap from my deck to my hand. I have very low life points, which is very crucial. Because when you have 500, or I think it's 500 or less life points, when you activate a bunch of these heroic spell traps, then you get additional effects, which is going to be very crucial here. So what are you going to get? That's some annoying cards you got there. You got another one of these dragons, another perm. Probably going to go for the spell. Yeah. Reveal 2 flip monsters. Opponent picks one, goes to my field. The other goes to your hand. Then you summon a Mimighoul from the hand. Oh, boy. I don't have... Let's see, I don't think that'll interrupt anything. I could try it. I don't think it'll help me in any meaningful way. Well, let's hold off for a second, because even if things get blown up, I still have other combos. I still have the cards I got, so I gotta pick one of these at random. Or he picks it, apparently. So I get the Archfiend, he gets the Dragon. I don't think that's what he wanted, though. I'm pretty sure he wanted the Archfiend, because this is, like, the main stardom up in this deck, I think. I could be wrong. We'll find out. Okay, so Mimighoul Dragon. Summon this card, you have this guy, adds a Mimighoul Spell Trap. That's going to add the Field Spell. Let's see, any player controls a face-down monster cannot normal summon or declare attacks. Add a Mimighoul monster from deck or grave to hand. Okay. Alright. Activating the Mimighoul dungeon. I think that I should interrupt in some form. So we'll destroy Therizia, we'll destroy the Mimighoul dungeon. Stop him from searching stuff. And then Therizia is going to activate her effect. Banish another trap. Get Diplos on the board. And he'll do a nice bit of 500 burn damage. And this is one of our alternate kind of win conditions in this deck. More or less. Is that I can get out Diplos and Therizia over and over again. And like, just kind of do that. And then now I can use my trap again. So, I'm pretty set for days. I just like want to have, you know, other monsters on the board. I really also, well, yeah, Diplos gets destroyed. That works too, because I get Therizia. And then I can finally make my rank 4s. So, there you go. Anima. Oh boy, that's like the worst possible option here. Oh no, I put it, okay. Okay. How is this going to work exactly? I'm on 62 life points. No, okay, it's still smaller. It's still smaller than I am. Good. Woo, that was close. I was worried there for a second that animal was gonna like kick my butt, but thankfully, not a chance. Not a chance, sir. Not a chance. Not a chance, sir, with your dino. You may have stolen my giant dinosaur with like one of the few monsters you can do that with comfortably and all that, but that's not gonna help you too much now, is it? No. No, it shall not. Alright, so Diplos will get sent to Yon Grave, but again, that's all part of the process, you know? That's the thing about this deck. It's so convoluted at times, your opponent won't know what to do with it. You sometimes will forget what to do with it. Therefore, nothing can be planned around your combos. Nothing can be planned around you, because nobody knows what's going on. Ever. Let's get intact, actually. I want to be able to negate this. I don't want my opponent pluffing anymore. I want him to be very much in the grave. That's where I want him to be. That's where I want, and that's where I'm going to put you. Now, I will say one of the small, hang-ups with this deck is that I can't summon Clavelish, or however bloody you name this guy. You need warriors to summon this guy. I only have the one warrior at the moment. So I can't exceed everything I want, but I can summon other things. Well, let's go for Morningstar and search us another spell. There you go. And we're going to get, let's see. Do I have a heroic in the grave? I do. I want this card. Heroic Call. That's right. This is one of our main players. We got Heroic Call. This will let me bring back 1,000 de Bledo. Now, I won't be able to use Clavish's effect because I'm going to have too few light points. Oh, he's going to flip me face up now. Okay. Foolish fool, I was prepared for that. You knew I was prepared for that. I don't know what you were thinking. Alright, so now what we're going to do, just for shites and giggles, we're going to go for good old Clavish, who normally, if you have enough light points, you pay half of them. Next battle, or you pay until you have 500, really. And then next battle phase, a monster you control gets doubled. It's pretty nice. Let's see. When attack, declaring this an opponent's monster, declare attached material. Attack, equal that monster's attack. Very nice. I'm going to use Heroic Call. I'm going to go ahead and make Clavish bigger right now. You'll get 500 for every heroic card I control, and for every material of the heroic variety attached to an Xyz monster. Very cool. And look at Kenta Green. She almost has maximum attack. That's funny. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this dude over. We'll attack into Anima, and we'll go ahead and detach a material from this boy. What's this? Wait. Oh yeah, there we go. So we're gonna gain attack equal to Anima to around 7,000 beat stick. Just a nice big old beat stick. And I would have loved to attack with Kentagrina, but unfortunately not. Regrettably, not so much. So, yeah, there's the combination right there. Like I said, normally using this guy to pay till you have 500, that really expedites the whole getting Dinomorphias to low life points that you want to be at. I mean, I got 32 life points. I only needed 32. And, you know, just to hedge our bets, because I don't trust this dude, I'm going to go for Sky Thunder. Someone I normally don't like to have, but let's see. This card is someone's card to get effects. I'll leave the Challenger Morningstar in the grave for now, just in case I need him. But yeah, that's another nice combination with this deck, because you want to have low life points when you're playing the Dinomorphias, and you want to, you know, keep getting your life points super low, and that's what Clairvish helps to do. So what's it do again? Add a Mimighoul from the deck to the hand. What's in my graveyard right now? Yeah, it has to be normal traps. I'm just seeing if I have Brute in the graveyard. I don't. I think... You know what? Go ahead. Get a monster. I'm just curious what you're going to search. I'm curious and curiouser. Use monster from hand, deck, or field as material. No. Because I want to just keep Kentagrina for now, just in case. The only bad thing, I can't use Kentagrina to copy my counter trap, which is kind of sucky, but whatever it is at that point. So yeah, he'll get the Ghoul. That's cool, I suppose. Is there some means by which you can flip me right now? That's the big question. Otherwise, that was a total pointless thing to do. Because I can just flip everything face down. Even if you did nuke my board, I'm pretty set. So, let's go ahead and bring back Morningstar. Don't need to, but I want to do it just to show I've got it. And I can show off my other tech, because one thing I found in testing is I didn't have enough means of blowing stuff up that's indestructible. So if your opponent turtles up, you want to go for Heartland Draco. Because this guy can attack directly. It's pretty nice. So there's the deck, everybody. Let's go ahead to duel number 2. Show off more what it can do. We've shown a lot of what it does do. Very nicely, I might add. 32 life points. Can we get even lower? That's the question. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. I'll rock you. Fail me. I do kind of like to go first with this deck, honestly. It just kind of... With all the traps and things, it just makes more sense. But all the while, this is a... It's a hand. It's quite the hand, let's put it that way. You know, if my opponent's playing Night Beam, I will be prepared. What'll be up against Chambermaid? I mean... Yeah, you get the trap to bounce my stuff. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Although I kind of figured he already had that stuff. He was getting the fusion spell, so I guess my opponent has a bit of a bum hand. I guess. No dragons present that I can tell anyway, unless this is a dragon. But if it was a dragon, you would have gotten the fusion spell. Strange. Very strange. I'm reading too much into it. I'm just reading too much into it. Let this guy do whatever he wants. I don't care. I mean, I've got my 1,000 blades. I got my sword shield, too, so I can just blades, discard this, because I don't need it right now. Get out Morningstar, search out my spells, etc., etc. And I'll be good. Get Clom Swaba, and I'll be all good. I'll be A-okay. And I got like 3 copies of Frenzy, so getting the fusion is never a problem. So, what is this guy doing? Okay, I was about to skip ahead, because that was taking a little longer than I thought it would. Alright, so let's go ahead for our boy, Thousand Buredo. Hit me with your imperms. Go ahead, do it. I dare you. Freaking dare you, son. Hit me with your imperms. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and use 1,000 Blado. And this will be good if I... Let me think about this. So if I get out Morningstar... and I get Heroic Call, I can get like 2 Exceeds monsters on the board. That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. I'll take it. I'll take it very much. So let's see. Yeah, Heroic Call. because that'll bring back Sword Shield. I should just mention Sword Shields. He's mostly here because it's a little better in heroic challenges, but he does have a hand effect, so he's not terrible. But let's go ahead and use Knuckle Knife. Little Knuckle Knife. I like how he's called Knuckle Knife, and he clearly just has like a regular sword held at a weird angle. It's not like it's on his knuckles. So yeah, let's go ahead and treat Thousand Blade here as a level 1, because let's just go ahead for both boys. Never mind, I'm not allowed. Alright, well, I knew there was going to be in perms, but I was hoping there would be more time. I was hoping for more time, my friend. Regardless, go Cleverlish. Dabba dabba. He on the board, son. What are you gonna do now? I got a big boy with big honking sword. This is probably the part where you're gonna go ahead and use your trap, but you know, here's the thing: they're gonna wait for me to use my effect to pay the life points. Then they're gonna do that because they want me to pay life points. But little do they know, that's working into my favor, not theirs. Oh, you silly person, you're in trouble. So much trouble. So let's set, and let's see. I would normally go for Heroic Call, but I did not bother putting any links in this deck, so probably could have thrown in a link or two, but doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. What matters is we have big boy with big sword. I mean, he's gonna get bounced now, but this, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. I don't care. Go ahead. It's one less thing you got. Actually, hold on. It's not even the battle phase yet. It's not even the battle phase yet. Ooh, a Morning Star return. It's like a Pokemon. He just comes right back. And then we'll activate a Heroic Call. You should have waited for the battle phase, son. You should have waited for the battle phase. But you didn't, because you're a silly person. So now I'll just summon this guy back to the board. I can't use the effect again, but I can make him bigger. I can make him 4,500, so that's at least something. Oh! Carvage's effect still happened! I told you, this deck's so convoluted, no one can handle it. See, that's why you wait for the battle phase for stuff like Clairvoyant. You don't get rid of him before the battle phase. That's just silly. Why would you do that? Oh my. Okay. I guess the thing is, this guy he totally bricked. He was so worried about like all these face downs. He's pulling out negates and things like that he forgot to play the game. That's the thing. If you're playing Dragonmaids, you gotta go for big fusion lady. You gotta go for big sexy dragon. That's the only way to do it. You know, you started good, but you didn't end right. So good on us. That's an OTK that this deck can do on occasion. There you go. We just did it. I was set up for days to just annihilate this dude. I had all the frenzy in the world. I could have summoned all the fusion monsters I want. I could have had, like, what, 3 Rex Term if I wanted to. So, yeah, but let's go for duel number 3. That's too silly. That's too fun. Alrighty, by the third opponent, the fighting third. Let's go out with a bang on this final duel. I think 3 is plenty for today, honestly. Although that last duel might have been short. Really, this deck just does what it does. You know, we summon the Dinomorphia, so we just kind of go to town with it. Let's see here. Add a heroic monster. I would love to. Let's go Heroic Envoy. We'll get our... Let me think about this. Yeah, let's get Thousand Blades, because you always want to try to get Thousand Blades. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. So, we'll summon out Thousand Blades. Could have also just gone for, like, Therizia, but this will work too. We'll use Thousand Blades effect, ditch Sword Shield. And we will get... Well, if I get Knuckle Knife, I'll get Yarpin Gurpin. Then I can bring back more stuff. But I kind of want to go for Morning Star more. For now. I would say Morning Star better for now. So I'll go for our Morning Star. We'll get our Heroic Call. And I'll save Heroic Call for next turn, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll save him for now just because I don't know what this guy's doing. And therefore, I don't want to, like, I don't want to screw around too much. Not too much. We'll end our turn right there. Nice and simple for this final. We'll go nice and simple. We'll see what this guy's up to. I can make my fusion and then go for my bigger fusion, having my life points twice to do so. Get me nice in range for Klavish Kababa. That's all I need to see. You know, that's the nature of this deck. Okay, it's only the ones I currently control. Okay, that's fine. You negated Klavish Kababa? Do you even know what this does? Son? I don't think you do. So yeah, let's go ahead and summon out deck. Summoning out the fusion. Deck. You've got a Dragon's Ravine. Fine by me, I guess. I mean, what are you playing? Arc-Brave Dragon. I see. Let me think about this. I mean, I could fusion again now, but I don't think it matters too much. So your Dragon Ravining monsters send into the deck to the grave. Which I was playing my Evil Hero Fusion right now. Well, my opponent does have a board, so it doesn't matter. Oh, it's Felgrand. Okay. I saw the Arc-Brave and I was like, maybe it's Felgrand, and indeed that is what it is. Okay. So Arc-Brave will bring this back. If this comes back, he can banish my stuff. But if I use... If Rex terms on the board, that doesn't really matter. That's the thing. This thing is clearly going to be too big. You know, that's the thing about the Dinomorphias. They like to squeeze everybody into a tiny little tight space. That's what they do. More Monster Milling. Okay. My boy is like, I don't want a deck. I want a graveyard. I don't want deck number 1. I want deck number 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's what he wants to do. So, what are you going to send? Is it going to actually be a normal monster? Try to ditch multiple monsters, or you just going to ditch like the 1? I'm going to go with the 1 because I very rarely see anybody ditch multiple monsters with this spell. Even though it's totally a thing you can do. Black Metal Dragon, okay. Oh, I see. You're going to bring back the dragon now. Alright, well, that's going to force a hand there, sir. I activate Kentagreen's effect to copy my trap. Kind of have no choice but to do this, but that's what I'm going to do. So Monster Zone from the deck, because I'd like to keep Thrizia in my hand for now. And yeah, good old Rex term. Hey, the boys are here. You know, we've got our Rex term, we've got our Klavish. Okay, I'm going to really try to pronounce his name real quick. Clavisulish. He's so delish. Clavisulish. Yeah, it's a tongue twister for me. I can't say it. Clavisulish. Clavuskva? Guy with sword, okay? He's the legacy of Rongo Bongo. Respect this man's name, whether you can pronounce it or not. Okay? So yes, my opponent, he summoned Felgrand. He's wondering why he can't use it now. Well, he can't. He's got more attack than I have life. Rexterm says, no onboard monster effects. I mean, if he had things in the grave, he can still do that. He can still use, like, Arc-Brave Dragon, things like that. But anything on the board? No. Not allowed. Not allowed, my friend. Not allowed. I'm sorry, but that's just a no-go zone. That's a no-go zone. But I will look at my props for playing Felgrand. Too many people forget about this old boy. One day I have so many decks to play. I can't add any more right now. I got like, where's my current list? I got lists for days. I got like Blue Eyes, and I got like Mimighouls I want to try out. I got a whole bunch of newer archetypes, older archetypes, all sorts of stuff. Keep going, but so yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see what this guy does. I'm just gonna flip through my notebook. I need to throw this thing away. It's got like notes for days. Notes on top of other notes. What is wrong with you, Memphis? Stop doing this, you silly person. But yeah, my opponent's just, he's thinking really hard on what to do with himself, which understandable because Rexterm has put a stop to everything they wanted to do. So, he might not be able to come back from this. I don't think he can, really. Sad but true. Sad but true. And my opponent's just going to have to live with that. Okay, I found my list. I found the list of decks I was doing. Dollhouse. That's definitely going to be the next one because that was the recommendation. We got Blue Eyes, Goblin Riders, Utopia, the classics, Venoms. We are taking the Heroic Dinomorphias off. We're taking that off the list. The Malice archetype. The new interdimensional spell thing, which I just remembered was a deck I was supposed to look at too. So many decks, but I would still like to play Felgrand again sometime because he's a cool boy. He's kind of like playing what's that one? It's on the tip of my tongue. Thunderclap Skywolf. It's like playing Thunderclap Skywolf, but for dragons. And my opponent appears to have timed out. That is unfortunate. My opponent just could not get over the Rexstorm. That's unfortunate. I really wish they could have at least attacked. I didn't have anything to really stop. Well, I could have stopped the attack, obviously, but you know, I don't like it when people just time out, rage quit like that. But that sometimes happens. So let's go for the end screen. We'll talk more about this deck and talk about again the future stuff. Alrighty, everybody. So heroic Dinomorphias works. You wouldn't think it would work, but it does work pretty dang well. We just set up our monsters on the board, and then we summon out our big old boys. It was a very odd day today, because things did work when they wanted to work, but my opponents didn't work as well as I hoped that they would work. It's a thing on yugioh Pro. Sometimes you get, like, the good opponents, where there's a lot of back and forth. Sometimes you don't, you know? But we got the idea of the deck out there, you know? Dinomorphias, you have your light points. You get out Mr. Claire, and he's going to reduce your light points to very low to start. That way you get your monsters nice. Your light points are nice and low. Rexstorm is stopping your opponent's monster effects from going off, that sort of thing. That's what you want to see happen. So I'm glad to say that this one works. You know, you wouldn't think it would work, but it do. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy this one, don't forget to smack the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. You know, I also have the Discord, which I forgot to mention earlier, but we got the Discord. It might be slow. It's still a small Discord, but we you know, I still post onto it. You know, I got all my old card sleeves. Did I ever mention the card sleeve? I forgot to mention the card sleeve. I have a whole bunch of my old card sleeves for yugioh Pro on there, free for everybody. Okay, there's your incentive right there. But yeah, we got the Discord. Consider subscribing, all that good stuff. Here's the deck list. Give this deck a shot. You'll have yourselves a good old time. So, for the main deck, pretty simple. Triple Assault Halberd, who didn't even show up today, but he's a pretty nice guy. Triple Morningstar for the searching. Triple Therizia for more searching as well as being important for the fusion material. Triple 1,000 Blades, because if you can get one and you got like multiple materials to discard, you can just fill the board with monsters. One Diplos for the Dinomorphias, which he's not as useful as Therizia, but you do need him for certain things, so one copy is just fine. 2 copies of Sword Shield for a hand-trappy sort of boy. 3 copies of Knuckle Sard, because it's pretty nice, just more bodies on the board, changes his level to whatever you need, the works. 2 copies of Heroic Call, because it summons a warrior from hand or grave, and if you have low light points, you can banish it to power a monster up. 1 copy Reinforcement Army, because we're playing warriors. I don't know why you're asking why we're playing Reinforcement of the Army. We have 3 copies of Heroic Envoy, which is just more monster searching. Essentially, we have 4 copies of Reinforcement, so there you go. And then this can also recover your cards when you have low light points. 3 copies of Fossil Dig, which, you know, sometimes we do want to start with the Dinomorphia, so there's the option there. If you want to start with this, there you go. You got a searcher for it. Monster Born, which is like, you know, if you want more bodies on the board, we have to play like Exceeds and things. We need bodies on the board. Call by Grave to stop hand traps and the like, of course. 3 copies of Dinomorphia Domain and 3 copies of Frenzy is our big old fusions. You'll have to go for the fusions when you play Dinomorphia. You gotta have lots of these on the board. We have 3 copies of Dinomorphia Brute, which is our pop one of our cards to pop the opponent's card. So a little bit of interrupt on my opponent there. And last but not least, we have Dinomorphia Intact, which is our counter trap that negates monster effects. All these traps can be banished to negate certain instances of damage. But most of these are effect damage, like the fusions. Those are effect damage. This is effect damage. The only battle negation, or the battle damage negation we have is intact. So that's not as important, but just to let you know. If you're up against a burn deck, you're set. As for the extra deck, we have 3 copies of Rexstorm and Kentagrina, which, honestly, you could probably get away with 2 of each of these in hindsight. You could probably put in like a Masquerade, a Little Knight, something like that in there. Whatever you want to do, but for now, you need at least 2 of each of these because they're your main go-getters. Go Kentagrina copies your traps, and Rexstorm locks your opponent down. And then we have 2 copies of Dinomorphia Stealth Belgia, which prevents you from having to pay light points for your Dinomorphia cards, which isn't that important of an effect, because you want your low life points, but it is something you can do. And when your opponent uses monster effects, you can burn your opponent. You can let monster's original attack, which is good if your opponent tries to like turtle up, but they're still using monster effects for things somehow. So he's mostly just material for fusions. We have one AA Zeus, just because we have lots of exceeds, and if we really need to clear the board, he's there. Good heroic champion Kusanagi, which we rarely play, but it's really funny when we're up against like a labyrinth player or something, and we have Kusanagi. Just stop negating their traps. 2 copies of Clayum Soleil, because he's our main boss boy. Just pay lots of life points, get yourself nice and low, double a monster's attack up, hit your opponent really hard for OTKs. 1 Baguska in case things go horribly wrong for whatever reason. He's really like playing like F in this deck. You got A, B, C, D, E, F. He's playing F. We have Heartland Drago if my opponent's turtling up really hard with things that can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, things like that notion. Like, what's a modern equivalent? The new evil hero fusion, Neos Lord, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. If my opponent put that in defense mode, this deck has like very little to get around that other than, you know, AA Zeus. But we also have Heartland Draco, who can just attack directly twice by detaching material from himself. So, you know, that's 4,000 damage right there. If your opponent's able to turtle up before you can do at least 4,000 damage, you still have Zeus. So there you go. And then last but certainly not least, we have Jan Grefer, who protects our warriors from being destroyed by battle card effects once per turn. You detach materials to revive a monster from the graveyard. And then also it attacks declared involving your opponent's monster. You get life points equal to half its attack, which is pretty dang neat. And I think that just works with whoever's battling. So, you know, Jan Grefer can give you your life points back so you can pay them again. As for the side deck, there's a few little things here. And I mean, obviously the Little Knight, like I mentioned, that's another option there. If you want some links, there you go. Masquerena, Nightmare Unicorn, Little Knight, things of that nature, just generic things. But we also have things like Lord of the Heavenly Python, because we're playing lots of normal traps. This can protect your back row if your opponent's playing, I don't know, something that destroys your back row, but you can't interrupt it. Because normally you just, if your opponent plays a Harpy Feather Duster, you just chain these. But, you know, if you're trying to protect like Dinomorphia Impact or something, then Lord of the Heavenly Prison, it's an option, because then it'll come out and set another spell trap. So there you go. Trap Trick, which if you want to just set your traps from your deck, not really as important because we're playing like 3 of each of these, but if you find you want different ratios or something, you know, Trap Trick's an option. Magnum Shield can make Clam Soleil absolutely huge, and I would have really liked to play it, but it was a little less consistent. If you want to take like a Fossil Dig or something for this, just to make your warriors bigger, because they'll give them a 2,000 point boost. It's pretty cool. You also have Heroic Chance, which just straight up doubles a monster's attack points. You can't attack directly that turn, which is the big reason I didn't play it, but it is an option in the deck to just make massive damage. Lastly, we have the other Heroic Champion Exceeds, which aren't very good, but there are options. I mean, Excalibur just doubles his attack to 4,000. Gandiva can stop monsters from being special summoned, or it destroys things that are special summoned that are small. So, they're more cards. But yeah, that's the deck, everybody. Look forward to the next episode, which is going to be the Dollhouse deck. We got some fancy things to do with that deck. Oh boy, we got some fancy techs in that one. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Your boy Memphis signing out. Until next time, y'all stay safe and happy. Y'all have a wonderful day. Until next time, y'all take care.